Evening peeps, welcome back to the channel. Let me just turn that down, it's blazing in my ear. I've got the sound of cars a little bit loud. So evening, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, I was back online last night, but I'm back tonight for round 8 of the Team Oliver Racing Gr3 League, hosted by Mature Racing Club over there on Facebook. Get yourselves over there, click all those like buttons. So round 8 tonight from the tricky 24-hour Le Mans circuit. I have heard the weather is going to be a little bit dirty tonight. There's going to be some wet weather coming in at some point. Oof, that's going to make this one interesting, isn't it? That's all I can say. So yes, a full 1 hour enduro again tonight. Team Oliver Racing this season opting for the full 1 hour options every week. Right, let's get into some points, shall we? So it is Philo now leading the way with 153 points. Gecko Racer in second with 141. Potter McPot third, 134. Brinky fourth, 85. DIA 3SP Mart, he's got 70 points on board. Right behind him is Jambu and Ace Killer, both on 69 points. 54 points on board for Millerman in 8th. We've got Purcell in 9th, 45 points on board for him. Fat Pickles Bro in 10th with 39 points. We've got Scotty in 11th with 35 points. We've got Ricky J 12th with 23 points. We've got D Ridders in 13th with 20 points. Slow Seamus 14th with 11 points. Muller GT 15th with 10 points. And RA Bobby 16th with 5 points on the board, but I think he's only managed one race. I think, was it one race? Maybe two? I think it was only one. But he's off doing other things, is Bobby, so he's a little bit strapped for time. Merch still available, people. T-shirts and stickers. Let me know if you want any of those. Hit me up. Let's get into this one then. So again, from the 24-hourless Le Mans circuit. Gonna be a tricky one. Let's turn the nonsense on. I'm not sure if they're having 15 or 20 minutes quali here tonight. Let me turn the sound on as well, otherwise I'll get told off by you lot. There you go. Dana back at MRCs. I keep getting your name wrong. Let's get some great racing on the go. Let me take that big blob off the screen as well, shall we? Watching some of the practice lobbies that these boys have been running. They've been getting the hours in, let me tell you. Let's see how they get on. Ridders, are you in a different livery tonight? Have still got the livery competition running. I did absolutely completely forget last night to mention it, but yeah, we have got a I have got a livery competition going, so the winner each week, it's you lot in the comments that have to vote for it, and the winner each week gets a shout out in the next week's stream, and the winner overall, they're going to get a couple of tickets to one of the British GT races, or whichever race is in their certain area. We've got Brinky, look, he's over there in Norwegian land. Got Scotty right the way down under. He's not going to make it to the British GT races. It's going to cost him an arm and a leg if he decides to come over. Purcell as well, Jambu, all on the continent, so possibly not going to make the British GT, but something similar. But yes, it is down to you lot in the comments to vote for... Oh, Bobby is in the room tonight. Thought you couldn't make it, Bob. Thought you were getting packed up and getting off. Here he is. Yeah, it's up to you in the comments. You lot decide. So pick your favourite liveries. Give them a shout out in the comments, and they'll get a shout out next week. But overall, the winner sort of overall every week will end up with a couple of tickets to one of the British GT races. It does seem to be DIA 3SP Mart. We find him. Where is he? All the way up there in third. I have to take it a little bit slow. Can't just go straight to him because this game now gives you epilepsy instead of allowing me to flip to the correct driver. It is this man here who seems to be winning the livery competition. Seems to be getting the most shouts out per week. Don't discount the others. Definitely plenty of time spent on these. Let's get ourselves. There you go. Get a decent look at these liveries here. In the family business livery, the Gr3 photography. Every season they've had a different livery, father and son. There's DIA 3SP Mart. Sorry about that, that's what happens with this when it gets too close to the side of the track. Mark's getting a few shout outs over the weeks. A few of the guys still rocking the Ken Block tribute packs. It's good to see. Yeah, Ridder's definitely got a new livery. I've not noticed that orange on that one before. Looking good, Ridders. Being harassed by Philo at the minute. Look at Philo's, shall we? So, have we not looked at those Potomac Pots? NSX. Fat Pickles Mercedes. That's because it's getting too close to the side of the track. The camera doesn't know what to do with itself. It won't glitch through the trees. Stupid thing. Here's Killer and another Mercedes. Can't really see it that side. It's got the chameleon paint going on. Carbon bonnet. Purcell in the Jag. Let's have a couple of shout outs as well. Has Scotty. Did I say Purcell in the Jag? I meant Scotty in the Jag. Purcell in the McLaren. Again, this is the other of the Gr3 photography liveries. Bobby. Genshin, okay. Whoever floats your boat, Bob. Ricky J in the pink. Looks like a pink car does. Oh, in the pits with Philo just coming out. So I think that's everybody we've been through. But right, forget that. Let's have a look at lap times, shall we? Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, it gives you epilepsy. It is. It's Philo currently on pole. Let him just get back out of the pits. third. Again, going to be a tricky circuit tonight, especially if the weather comes in. You've got to know it anyway. It is a long circuit. Who was that got reset to track? Not too sure. So it's Velo on pole currently. He's got himself a 3:53.0. Brinky's got a 3:54.5. So a fair chunk back, 1.5 seconds to try and make up. Gecko, 1.6 seconds back, 3.54 on the clock. Mart's 3:55. Potter 3:55 as well, fifth. Ace Killer in sixth, 3:56. It does look like the weather might be coming in halfway through qualifying. That would be tricky. Fat Pickle's seventh, 3:57.3 for him. Scotty is in eighth, 3:57. Ridder's ninth, 3:58. Millerman 10th, he's got a 3:58.9. Purcell, he's on a 3:59.5. Jambu right behind him. What have you got? So Purcell, you've got a 3:59.5. That puts Jambu on 4 minutes, 0.3 something, I think. Ricky J on a 4:05. Bobby, he's managed to get a clean lap in. He's got penalties all over the place as well. Maybe purposely to start from the back of the grid. But it is still this man in the Nissan. Nobody's been able to get close to his time, in fact. Still 1.5 seconds. Again, I'm not sure if they're having 15 or 20 minutes qualifying here because it is a long circuit. Smash that like button, people. You see them thumbs ups going up. Blinky second. Gecko's just 0.1, just over 0.1 back from Brinky. He's coming up to the line actually. Let's just see what he's got. Not able to. He has gone a little bit quicker, but not enough to take another position yet. Should get to finish any laps they're on. Mart holding fourth at the minute, 3:55.3. See if he goes any quicker. He's also coming up to the line. Anybody? Doesn't look like anybody's opting to come in for a fresh set of tyres. Slow one for Mart that time, 4:15.3. Possibly a little mistake. As well. Fronts on that NSX looking really good at the minute compared to other drivers on circuit. Again, when I was doing the replay last night, Potter McPotts and Gecko Racer, how they managed their tyres compared to the other drivers, I don't know. Everybody else had blown through the front left. Everybody else had blown through the front left early on. Potter McPotts and Gecko Racer both had an awful lot of tyre life left. They are still out on track. Some drivers pulled over, not opting to go for the final lap. So it must be 15 minutes. Oh, Brinky's thrown that one away, as has Ridders. Both getting a bit of a drift on. It does look like it's getting a tiny bit moist here. Seeing puddles, but I'm seeing clouds and a bit of spray maybe, but spray off the cars. So yeah, if the weather comes in halfway through this 1 hour race, we'll see what happens in terms of tyres. For a normal dry race they would have to use one set of softs, one set of mediums, one set of hards. But if the rain comes in, I think tyre strategies go out the window and it's pretty much a free-for-all. So you can stick with the wets if you want, stick with the softs if you want in the wet. It's entirely up to you. I'm not too sure that's a good idea. Philo then still out track trying to bolster this top spot. Not that he needs it really, he's got a full 2.5 clear of anybody else. Brinky, we were seeing, was trying to get the drift on in his Nissan. Everybody's tyres blown out. Again, I was watching the race last night. Gecko and Potter just able to keep control of their tyres so much better than everyone else. It's looking good for Philo here. We are over that 15-minute mark. Majority of drivers, I think, have decided to pull over. There's a great big pile of them all doing donuts at the end of the start-finish straight. Ooh, Philo's off the circuit there. He's already 1.4 seconds back, so he's not going to be able to go quicker, I don't think, on this lap. Again, Brinky was trying to do donuts in that Nissan, so I think this lap might be thrown in the bin also. Right behind Ridders though. Yeah, he's 3 seconds down. Mark's still out on track, very worn out set of tyres though. 4:15 on his last, little clip of the wall as well. Oh yeah, 0.9 of a second down as well himself. Not going to make that up before now and start finish line, that's for sure. Yeah, Mark's got the wipers on. That could be a sign of a little bit of rain on circuit. Oh yeah, you can just see it coming down now. Bad it gets. Is it going to stay for race start? Yeah, there's chaos at the end of the start finish straight. Drivers nipping in the pits. Oof. Looking for which tyres to put on. See what people go for. It's going to be a tricky one. Again, you know, I don't know what the sort of delay is between. What are you doing? What are you doing, Ridders? Stop reversing into me. I don't know what the delay is between, you know, is it an instant qualifying race? Are we like a minute past, so it's still going to be raining? Is there like 15 minutes, you know, in the digital world of Gran Turismo? I don't know. I don't know. So do drivers opt for the wet tyres, the inters, or is the rain going to stop before the start of the race? Is everyone going to have to do a lap on, you know, possibly a set of softs and then go, oops, coming to the pits? There's just going to be a, what have we got, 15 drivers on circuit all peeling into the pits after lap one? Who knows? The virtual, that's the word I was looking for, the virtual delay between race and qualifying and race. Gets a bit pushy when they're waiting around. Oh, it's almost synchronised between Mark and Ridders. Mercedes getting their donuts on. And they're trying to do synchronised donuts as well. It's not working. Scotty's firing himself into the wall. There they are. Mercs, boys. Yeah, Scotty's in the wall. Ridders is still having a play with Martin. Millerman's broken down or something. Or he's jumped out of his car and it's just coasting down the street. Who knows? He's not hoping to lose that penalty anyway. Hard tyres on. That the tyre you were going to start on in this weather? Are you mental? Broken. Oh, all of the McLaren's broken. Gecko's gone for softs. We'll see what Pot comes out with. He's on bloody host. So he doesn't know what the weather's doing. Not that that should give him any advantage, but trying to set it up so the weather stops for the start. I don't know if that's I don't know how the weather works in this game yet. Don't forget to vote for them liveries, people. The winner gets a couple of tickets to a race of their choice, not Formula 1 use expensive bleeders. British GTs or something like that. Similar version in Germany. What would it be? Ford versus Holden in Australia. Look, everyone's getting a bit twitchy now. Look. He's still parked up all nice and calmly, watching the chaos unfold in front of him. It's a shame G Marge is not here. G Marge would be around this circuit trying to do drifts at this point. Happy birthday to him as well. He's I don't know how old he is today. Old. That's all he needs to know. Right. So Potter's on circuit. He's on a set of softs as well, so hopefully we either start the race dry or didn't have control of that for a second, did he? There we go, the wheel's spinning up. Yeah, we're either going to start the race in the dry, and that's how the rain's going to stop, and then the rain kicks in halfway through the race, or everybody's going to have to do a lap on the softs or hards or whatever tyre they've got on. Probably come in for a set of wets or inters. Again, I don't know how they're going to have the weather set up. I don't think anybody's going in a straight line on this circuit at the minute. Not intentionally, without trying to take somebody out. Bobby and Philo are the only ones being a little bit calm at the minute. Not sure what we're waiting for. Hopefully we're not waiting for the rain to stop. Nobody making it around any corner at the minute. I think it's just a case of turn the wheels, lose it, put the accelerator down, lose it. No traction control allowed either, so good luck, fellas. Pinball alley. Jay, you always end up going backwards around a circuit. Always. Minis, these, any other lobby I've ever seen you in, ever. Bob fell asleep, I think, maybe in his Mercedes. Probably been punted into that position. He's not parked there himself, or he's just got himself out of the way of the chaos. Ridder's getting a shout out for the livery comp fair. Let's go find him. Where is he? Boom, 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 boom. There he is. Cheers, PlayStation. That's what we want. Just see it there, look. The two headlights. That's his new livery. Yeah, he's dinked up. Now Ricky J's broken it. He's broken his new livery. Oh. Okay. Right, so I have to come out and then go back in. I'm sure I'll probably have to come back out and go back in again. So here we go then. It is a dry start to this race. Got a 1 hour endurance kicking off. Give me trackside, you basket game. Right, quickly. Trackside. God damn. 3, nearly 4 wide as they come down towards the first couple of turns. Well, let's hope they all get through here cleanly. Mars managed to get himself through into the front. Drivers trying to take all sorts of lines through there, trying to keep it on circuit. Nobody wants to pick up a penalty this early on in the race, but we'll see what happens. All filing through then. Mark leads. Let's put the nonsense on for you lot again, because it turns itself all off every time the lobby resets. So it is Mark leading. He's got half a second over Potter, but Potter's the minute they hit this long straight. Let's get ourselves on board with Mart, in fact. There's that snake of cars. He's trying to drop the toe now, Mart. He's still got half a second over Potter. That NSX has not been able to close the gap up using that slipstream. Potter's got his own problems as well with the pile of drivers looking to get past him. Hard on the brakes. Now they close up into the first of these slow chicanes. Again, got to be careful, got to try and keep it in with those white lines. Get penalties here very easily. Now Potter a little bit closer, 1/4 of a second as they head up towards this second chicane. Closing. Is it going to be enough before he gets up to it? It could be. There's a little bit of a dink trying to help each other out, get the toe off Mart is Potter. And pull themselves away from that battling pack. Let's get ourselves back out onto trackside. So Mark leads from Potter. Philo into 3rd position. Top 3 got a little bit of a gap. Gecko 4th, followed by Brinky in 5th. Ace Killer in 6th. Bobby 7th. Jambu in 8th. Fat Pickles 9th. Purzel 10th. Ridders in 11th. Ricky J a little way back. This little 3 pack here is Ricky J, Scotty and Millerman in 12th, 13th and 14th. Back up front, Mart still leads. He's managed to fend off that vying pack. Just 0.3 of a second in it. Now Philo has a look at the inside of Potter. Can he make it work? Who's got the power? They're both having a look at Mart as they come into this tricky little section. Hard on the brakes. Gets a little bit of a twitch on through there. Does Mart, Potter and Philo get a little bit of a kick of the dirt as well? Still battling out for that position. That's all going to help Mart escape as these two fight it out. Mart now with a second. He's dropped the toe from these drivers behind. They've dropped the toe from him. It is now Philo who gets himself into second place in front of Potter. Has that Nissan got the legs to keep up with the Jag in front? Still got a second lead, Mart. Philo still got a mirror full of Potter as well. Gecko holding fourth. Gaps already developing on this circuit. Bobby fifth. Mid-pack battle looking dangerous. 7 or 8 cars involved in that one. Bobby leading this fight at the minute in 5th. Brinky 6th. Ace Killer in 7th. Fat Pickles 8th, Jambu 9th, Ridders in 10th, and Perzel tucked onto the back end of this fight in 11th. And then this last little pack, Ricky J now managed to make a break from Millerman and Scotty. Got 6.3 seconds over these two. Oh, Millerman's come out on the wets. That could be why. So running a little bit slow then on the wet tyres. That's what Scotty's done as well, is it? No, Scotty's on the racing supers. Mart still leads, finished lap 1 into lap 2. Mart just half a second though over Philo. The Nissan is as quick, if not a little bit quicker than the Jag. We'll see on these long straights who's got the actual top speed as they head down. Full tilt down here. Let's get ourselves back on with Mart. Still a battle for the second though. Philo and Potter nudging each other for that position. Philo looking to close up though. 0.3 of a second. Dropping quarter of a second. Potter then has another look up the inside of Philo. Uses the slipstream. Both closing up on Mart. They go either side. Oh, change that camera. Oh, it's chaos. Mart gets shoved, nudged from either side. Gets dropped from first to fourth. He's still got the opportunity to hang on to this lot. He's got the toe. Won't be happy about that though. Not sure. We were on the wrong camera angle, unfortunately, to have a look at that one. Philo gets himself through to the front. Gecko as well manages to take full advantage of that opportunity. Into second place he goes. It was a fair way back as well in fourth position. Now second. Mark gets himself past Potter into third. Potter fourth. Top four. Pulled a great big gap over Bobby. 2.7 seconds down is Bob, still holding this front of this mid-pack battle. Been harassed by Ace Killer, not making a move yet. Oh, was there a little touch there between those two? Maybe. Still battling out, still in a line. I think we've lost Perzel a little bit off the back end of this fight, but it is Bobby, Ace Killer, Brinky, Fat Pickles, Jambu and Ridders all battling it out. We've got Brinky having a look at Ace Killer for this sixth position as well. Mercedes versus Mercedes for fifth. Just looking on the left-hand score sheet, we've got Martin Potter battling it out for second up front. Gecko getting pushed back down to fourth. Potter's going to have the inside line into this corner though. Oh, Gecko sweeps up the inside. Philo getting off. Look at the gap he's pulled already. We'll have to just check his tyres. I couldn't even see Mark there. He was so close to Potter's rear end. Philo, 2.7 seconds gap. A little bit of wear showing on those tyres, a bit more than Potter McPotts. Potter, Martin, Gecko fast through there. Unable to close the gap up on Philo in front though. Martin runs a little bit wide through there. Can Gecko take advantage? No, he can't. Martin might pick up a penalty for that. I don't know. Depends whether they've got penalties set. So Gecko fourth. Real good battle at front at the minute. Bobby fifth. Starting to close up on this fight with the action that's kicked off. A little bit of time on Ace Killer as well. 1.2 seconds the gap now. Starting to stretch out again as they enter lap 4. Oh, sorry, lap 3. Winky 7th. Fat Pickles in 8th. Still, oh, Perzel runs deep into that corner. Oh, it's Perzel is in this fight. Apologies, not Jambu. It's Perzel in 9th. Ridders in 10th, Jambu 11th. I thought it was Jambu in the middle of this pack, but no. He's in 11th, having a bit of a lonely race at the minute. Scotty has got himself up and back past Ricky J. Ricky J's on the hard, so he will be running a little bit slow on those. And yeah, Millerman, I think, getting the communications all wrong, seeing the rain at the end of qualifying. Stuck a set of wets on. And look at this, the Nissan. Almost halfway through his tyres already. 3.5 seconds the gap. Potter into second. Mart third. Still being harassed by Gecko. Bob definitely now tucked onto the back end of this fight. Can he close up just 0.6 of a second back? Gecko will be getting a tow along from Martin, but that will help Bob as well. He is bringing that time down as well in the Mercedes. These tricky chicanes. Again, the weather starting to get a little bit dark here. We'll just see, tiny bit of shine on the track. Anybody with wipers on yet? Not yet. Nobody giving the old wiper Rudies, but it is definitely getting a little bit darker out here at Le Mans. Philo now 4.7 seconds his lead. Previous fastest lap. He's looking to put purple sectors in for this one as well. And it's still Potter holding this second position over Mart and Gecko. Bob fallen back a little bit again, but that mid-pack battle is slowly closing up, I think. Bob comes in there hot. Does he control it? Oof, almost. There's a little sideways twitch on. Also in the Mercedes, great big heavy rear end on these things. Long cars, they like to get sideways. We'll have to see how Ace Killer gets on this race. So we have had in the previous races the PS4 drivers suffering with almost like a pause glitch. Oh, Ace Killer getting it sideways through there. That wasn't anything to do with the glitching, that was just getting it slightly wrong. Brinky's having a look around the outside through the Porsche curves. Now got the inside line, gets through. That brings Fat Pickles right back up to his rear end as well. Little mistake there from Ace Killer. So did well to hold that together. Could have put it in the wall quite easily. Has to go defensive from Fat Pickles. Yes, as I was saying, I think Ace Killer possibly maybe the only driver on PS4, and they are suffering with some kind of pause glitch where it seems to stop them on track. They're driving fine. He's a couple of seconds in front of Fat Pickles, and next thing you know, he pauses on track. There's a big pile of sparks, and he ends up behind Fat Pickles. It's the bizarrest thing. Back up front, positions have changed again. Mart has now got himself back into second. But the gap to Philo now 5.6 seconds. Everybody's tyres looking worse for wear now. Still got a few more minutes at least to put on those. Will they run into fuel? I don't know. Gecko, are you helping? Yes, I was going to say, you helping Potter McPotter, or are you going to go for the move? You are helping a little bit. Bobby still just a second back from this fight. It's yo-yoed a little bit. Been out of the chair a little while, has Bob. You can see he just gets squirrely through there. Hangs onto it though. Brinky, we just saw get past Ace Killer through his little mistake as well. And now these two managed to pull that time back over Fat Pickles. Fat Pickles now got a mirror full of Ridders. Perzel's not too far back either. Perzel must have made a mistake somewhere. He's down in 10th position. That was further up the field. Jambu as well. 14.7 seconds down in 11th. Scotty 12th. His front's actually not looking too bad. Rear tyres are pretty much gone, but his fronts are looking pretty good. Jay on his hards, not looking too bad either. And then Millerman, yeah, getting the communications all wrong, opting for the wets. But looking at how misty and cloudy it is, could be on for a winner here if he's already on the wets. They pretty much won't wear out once it starts raining, so just have to come in and change to a set of different tyres, I think, and that's pretty much it. Philo, yeah, his rears are pretty much gone. He's got a 6-second lead over the drivers behind. Now, will he decide to run another lap with the fuel? He did run long the other night. We'll see what he does at the end of this lap. Mark still leading this next pack, 2nd position, Potter 3rd. Gecko still not managed to get past, unless they are just working together to try and maybe keep up with Martin. He's managed to keep a consistent gap once he gets in front. Side by side with Potter. They've got to be careful they don't, I mean, these boys race almost nightly in practice lobbies and stuff, so they know how each other drive, they know they can trust each other, they know where each other's, you know, they know that this driver's going to brake in at exactly the same point as that driver, because they've done it night after night after night. Hence why you see bumper to bumper action like you're getting now. Mark, Potter and Gecko. All 3 drivers fire themselves in the pits. Philo as well, also opting for pits this lap, not running long. What are they going to do? What tyre are they going to come out on? Bobby's also in. He's blown all 4 tyres out. Is Bob trying to keep up with these boys? Ace Killer comes in. Brinky comes in. Ridders comes in. Fat Pickles comes in. Purzel comes in. Jambu comes in. He comes in. Oh, we're going to see all drivers come in. What's Scotty going to do? Also in this lap, Ricky J. He's on the hards. Yeah, in this lap. Do they know the weather's coming? What's Millerman going to do? He's a fair way back at the minute. He's a full minute back from race leaders. Yeah, raining now. But we'll see what these other drivers come out on. Where's Philo? There he is. Ah, Philo has come out on the wets. Mark's on the wets, Potter's on the wets, Gecko on the wets. They knew the rain was coming. Bobby, wet tyre. Brinky, wet tyre. Ace Killer, wet tyre. Ridders, wet tyre. Fat Pickles, wet tyre. Purzel, wet tyre. Millerman, unfortunately being so far back already on those wet tyres, has not been able to take advantage. He's managed to get past Jambu and Ricky J. Jambu's come out on a set of wets, and Scotty. Wets on for Scotty, and wets on for Ricky J. Yeah, the communications between drivers and pits then working well. They know when the weather's coming. But Philo now only with a 3-second lead. Mark's closing up pretty rapidly, actually. Full tank of fuel on board for Philo. Martz has gone for just under a full tank, so spent less time in the pits. Car will be lighter. He's still towing a Potter McPot around. Also taken on less than a full tank. Gecko may have taken maybe just very, very slightly under a full tank. Spent that tiny bit more time in the pits than Potter and Mark. And now running a heavier car. Look, the gap massive, 2.2 seconds. Now can these 2 close up with Philo in front? The gap back to 3.1 seconds. Got to be nice and calm on the throttles. Now it's wet. Even with the wet tyres on, it'll sling you into a wall. No problem. You can see they're pretty close to the metalwork anyway. Nice wide circuit here though. bringing that time. Ooh, down. Oh, almost runs deep. Did gain about 0.3 of a second, but lost it all again on that slightly overcooked corner there from Mart. So the rain coming down now then. This is where we'll see drivers backwards, sideways and possibly upside down. Absolutely lashing it down. The gap's still 3.1 seconds between Mart and Philo. Potter gets a tiny bit squirrely out of there. Gr3 doesn't look like he's been able to close up on these two either. Still 2.5 seconds back. Bob well off that fight now, under pressure from Brinky for 5th. Goes wide through there as well. Brinky's going to have the run on him. Closing, but it's not going to be enough before they hit these corners. Got to be so careful on the throttle through here. Let's get ourselves on board with Brinky. Oof, Bob sideways with the Mercedes. Keep it together, Bob. He's a maniac. Once it goes sideways, it's so wide it fills the track, this flipping Mercedes. Get out of the way, Bob. Look at the size of it. Spoiler's wider than the track. Move, damn it. Sends it through there, completely misses the second corner. Bob, and the third and the fourth corner in that little sector. You should get sent home to bed with no tea for that. It's a disgusting bit of driving, Bob. Look, Brinky would have overtaken you if it weren't for your cheating. Closing up all over the place on you as well. You're slow, Bob. You need to get... Oh, there we go. Whoa, he fills the track though with that big wide Mercedes. Can Brinky make it work now? Oh, Bob's still sideways. Where's he gone? Cannot get the power down in that thing. But it is Brinky that finally gets through. Just takes his time. I think Bob's struggling to just get that thing round a corner in a straight line. Right, let's go and see where they are up front then. So, Philo, the gap is coming down. 1.5 seconds off. Potter's now got a great big gap between himself and Mart. I wonder if there was a little mistake from Mart. There must have been, because Gr3 has closed up on him. Oh, Potter's got the first chicane wrong though. Philo pulls away again. Martin Gecko close up once more. It's going to be difficult. Let's go and have a look from Gecko's perspective, what it's like following Mart with all that spray. Too bad, I suppose, if there was more drivers. If this was the... Oof! Everybody having to go slow through there. Potter sideways on the way out. Nobody able to catch Philo really at the minute. Pulling away from Gecko. Has he got a little toe from... sorry, Mark pulling away from Gecko. Has he got a little toe from Potter there? Can't even see Potter because of the spray. Yeah, I think Mark had a toe off Potter down that long straight. Gecko closes back up on the pair of them under braking though. Absolutely tipping it down here. go for an overtake. I think it's just too risky, really. You've got to wait for someone to run themselves completely wide or off circuit. Oof, oh, Gecko hangs onto it again. Loses a bit of time. Gap is coming down between Potter and Philo, is it? Oh no, it's back up to 2 point something seconds. Drops a little bit again now. He's also got Mark closed back up on him, pulling Gecko with him as we've just been watching. And Brinky in fifth. Bobby not been able to take that position back off him. Only a second back though. Ace Killer still not out of the picture yet either, only just 3 seconds back as well. There he is, being hunted down by Ridders at the minute in 8th. Not too far back really, 1.2 seconds Ridders. That gap looks like it's coming down a little bit. Fat Pickles in 9th, 4 seconds back from that fight in front. Purcell another 5.2 back. Sitting in 10th at the minute, Purcell. Jambu 11th. Ricky J 12th. Look, the wets nowhere on these wets. That's the same as Millerman had on when he came in. When he didn't come in from sticking the wets on from the start of the race. He will have to come in the pits now though. He's pretty much out of fuel. Scotty a long way back then. 1 minute 22 from race leader. 18 seconds back from Millerman. Everybody out on the wet tyres then. Top 4 all closing back up. The gap between Philo and Potter now 1.1. Oh, drops even further, 1 second. Mark falls a tiny bit further back, 1.7 seconds back from Potter. Still got a mirror full of Gecko, but these two now might work together to try and close back up on Bob and Potter. There they are, top 4. 26 minutes into this race. And these 4 are, what, within 2-3 seconds of each other in these conditions at this long circuit. What's Gecko going to do? Is he going to help Martin? Can he catch Martin? Updraft happening. Not going for the overtake then, Gecko. Martin saying if you want to go for it, pull over on this right hand side. But Gecko said no, I'm going to help you close that gap back up on Potter. Maybe all 3 of them can work together to get back up to Philo in front. Or Gecko does get a good pull out of this corner, but now might be going for a move here. Mark will have the inside line as they come into the chicane. Backs off though. I think he's just going to let Gecko go through. Needs to hang on. Big ball of flames comes out the back of the Lamborghini as it fires itself down the gears. Oof. Yeah, tricky to try and keep these things pointed in a straight line, that's for sure. Now let's see what Potter's doing with Philo. Has he brought that gap down? And he's still 1.1 seconds between these two. Maybe the Nissan not working so well on the soft tyres. Getting it well controlled through there, Potter, as did Gecko, as did Mart. Although Philo had a full 6-second lead, that lead down to less than a second. Again, I think Philo did take on a bit more fuel than everybody else, so hence spent a little bit longer in the pits. His car obviously is slightly heavier than these drivers behind as well. Gecko and Mart still not out of this fight for first. Might be a little way back at the minute, those two, but it's only going to take a tiny little bit of sideways action from these drivers in front. Slow them down on one of these long straights for them to be able to take advantage of it. Comes into the final sector of lap 7. Coming up to lap 8. It says it on the screen. I don't know why I don't look up and look at the screen. Still nothing in it between these two, these four. Mark fallen off the back of Gecko a tiny little bit. Might be able to close that gap back up though. We'll keep an eye on that one. Ace Killer now at the front of this battle, into 5th position then for Ace Killer. 12.7 seconds back from that top 4 battle. Under threat from Brinky as well for that one. Bobby must have thrown it somewhere. He was getting sideways, well, pretty much in every corner if he decided to take a corner. He's having a look back at Brinky here. Gets a good exit through those last couple of chicanes. Brinky should have the advantage. He's on the dry line. He's going to have the inside line into this first chicane. Oof, but Bob squeezes him and gets through. And this mid-pack battle starting to hot up again. We've got Ace Killer, we've got Bobby, we've got Brinky, Ridders. Who's that in the background? Fat Pickles, also not too far back. Just 1.3 seconds back actually. Purcell only 4.6. Still in with the shout here. A little bit of a gap, and then back to teammate Jambu in 11th, 22 seconds back. Struggling here a little bit maybe. Ricky J another 16 seconds back in 12th. Scotty 27 seconds back in 13th. Millerman now been in the pits. Got a fresh set of wets on and as much fuel. Is that going to last him? Let's see. Oh, it's on now. It's on now. You're under pressure now then, Philo. The power of the NSX versus the Nissan. Oh, under braking though. Philo manages to squeeze his way back through. Lovely little line. Just darted one round the outside on the way into that chicane. Potter got to try it all again now then. He's known to be sneaky like that, Philo. He usually comes in at the end of qualifying with some stupidly fast lap and takes pole. Out of that view, that's too dark. Through Potter goes. What? Up to Philo. He's too busy looking at my cigarette. It's falling to bits. He's under threat from Gecko. He's fallen right off the field. He must have made another mistake. I didn't see, even though we were on board with him. Too busy looking at something else and not concentrating on what I should be doing. It is now Potter that leads this race, but 1.6 seconds the gap he's got. Mark now bolted his way onto the back end of Gecko for the 2nd, 3rd and 4th place battle. Potter, 1.7 seconds. Can he start pulling away a little bit more? Squarely on the way into there. Still coming down pretty hard here then. Drags off the wall there, does Potter. That's going to slow him down a little bit. Yeah, look, Philo's bringing that gap right back down to a second. Top 4 all coming back together. Just 2.2 seconds in it between them now. to hold on to it for another lap. Off the NSX, trying to go sideways out of most corners. No, top, the three behind have now closed right back up on him. Mark drops a little bit there, 1.4 seconds. He needs to get back in touch with these three, otherwise he's going to lose any chance of a toe down these longer straights. It's now Potter, Philo and Gecko, bumper to bumper. Martin looking to try and get back on. He pulls another 10th back on them. Gecko piling the pressure on Philo though. Is this going to allow Potter to escape again? He's almost got another second gap. Just needs to keep it controlled. A couple more corners. It's going up massively. Philo is all over the place. That Nissan is not liking going around corners. Showing a very little faint line of wear on the rears. Look at that. Potter now 2 seconds out front. Just through those little sideways actions from Philo. 25 minutes left of this endurance race here. Will we see another change in the weather? Will it stay raining? I haven't got that information. Maybe the pit crews have. You'll know when they all decide to come in the pits on the same lap. It's sheeting it down. Still fending off Gecko for the time being. Mark has closed that gap back down as well. The Jaguar running quick in a straight line. Riddler now at the front of this battle in the mid-pack, 5th position. It's all chopped and changed. Ace Killer now in 8th. Fat Pickles through to 6th. Brinky 7th. Ace Killer in 8th. Bobby 9th. Herzl 10th. Jambu 11th. Ricky J in 12th. Oh, Ricky J's got damage. Been into the wall somewhere. Scotty in 13th. Millerman into the pits again. Not long put a set of wets on. What are you going to go for? Another set of wets, fill the tank, go for the rest of the race? Is that the strategy here for Millerman? Just taking on board that fuel. We'll see what he comes out with. Another set of wets and a full tank, looking to run to the end then, Millerman. It's a long way back from drivers in front, but we'll see what he can do with a fresh set. Potter McPot continues to drift that NSX through one of the fastest corners on the circuit. Loses half a second though due to that. I thought that was in the bin for Potter. Now also struggling to get traction here at Le Mans in these wet conditions. Philo still under pressure from Gecko. Mart just still hanging on to these top three. But his time also yo-yoing back and forth. He does close the gap up, then loses a little bit. Out front this top four. Philo again struggling to get that Nissan pointing in a straight line. Gecko looking a lot more controlled behind, but unfortunately nowhere he can get past at the minute. This pretty tight section of circuit. Philo. Slipping and a sliding around there. This Potter McPot enters the pits. Everybody else stops out. Also stops out, but he's fallen even further back from these two in front now. 2.7 seconds, possibly getting it wrong through those chicanes. Oh, I'd have wished he'd come in the pits himself that lap. It is Philo that leads again. He's not got the lead he had in the previous stint. I don't know how he's keeping it pointing on in a straight line, really. Literally every corner he comes into, he's having to chop at that steering wheel to keep it going in a straight line. Now then, will Gr3 make a move here? He's right behind Philo. If he can get a good enough tow, might be able to slingshot his way past into the first chicane. Gap down to 1/4 of a second. It's not coming down quick enough. Philo's Nissan quick in a straight line. Into the braking zone then. Gr3 not making it work this time. Mart 3.8 seconds, 3.9 seconds down. A little bit of wear on these softs must be troublesome. Ridders through into 4th position. Brookie 5th. Ace Killer 6th. Bobby 7th. Purzel 8th. Potter now 9th position. Fresh set of wet tyres. 3/4 of a tank running to the end of the race then. Jambu in 10th, Fat Pickles in 11th. So also just been in the pits, I think. Fresh set of wets on. Scotty 12th. Ricky J now in the pits. He's going for his final stop. Millerman just coming up to that zone, but he's already been in for his final stop. Can he get himself up or maybe past Ricky J? Corners yet to go before he hits the start-finish straight. I think Ricky J's already been released, has he? Oh no, it still is. Oh, he has now. Millerman going to have to hold on to 14th then for now. Back up front then, Philo still leads. Gr3 not been able to get past him. Again, we were watching up that long straight. The Lamborghini just didn't have the legs to be able to make the move on the Nissan. Losing a bit more time as well. Now 4.4 seconds down, Martin 3rd. His top 3, well, everybody apart from Potter so far has got a pit. Ace Killer back into the front of this little fight. Still got Brinky, still got Bobby for company as well. Genshin livery. Oh, Ace Killer gets sideways through there. Brinky's going to be able to come past and get that position. Ace Killer struggling to get the power down in that Mercedes. Bob coming back at him as well. Very fast into that corner for Ace Killer. Out of the slipstream of Brinky. He's under threat from Bob for that position. Not quite close enough, Bob. As race leader Potter McPot, well, he was race leader earlier before he dropped himself in the pits. So last 17 minutes, it looks like the weather's going to stick around for the rest of this race. We've got the rest of those front runners in the pits now. Philo, Gr3 and Mart all coming in for their final stop. Where's that going to put Brinky, Ace Killer battling it out? Both drivers coming in the pits. Bobby following them in as well. Purzel in. Potter's going to continue on coming in the pits in the previous lap. Going to get through these chicanes quickly. Wants to get back in front of the drivers who are already in. Getting the power down the rear end of that NSX. Spinning up. Now, has he managed to get out in front. Yes, he has. Potter then retains his lead. Now 4 points. Oh, it's going to grow a little bit high into there though. 5.7 second lead he now has over Philo. Philo's got a bit of breathing room behind himself as well. 2.4 seconds back to Gecko. Still trying to send that Nissan sideways. Mart 5.9 seconds down in fourth. And then everybody else throwing themselves in the pits. Brinky in, Bobby in, Ace Killer in, Purzel in. Ace Killer gets himself back out in front of Brinky. Taken on slightly less fuel than Ace Killer. That's managed to throw himself in front. Hopefully he's taken on enough to see the end of the race, not go hell for leather now and then have to fuel save at the end. That won't be very good, will it? But yeah, does manage to get the jump on Brinky in that pit stop. Opted for the inters this time. Is that what everyone else has done? Wet's on for Potter. Wet's on for Philo. Intermediates on for Gecko. Intermediates for Mart. Intermediates for Ace Killer. Brinky intermediates. Full wets for Bob. Full wets for Fat Pickles side by side with Purzel. Manages to get himself past. Purzel in a good position to come back at him. Where's he gone? Mercedes just a little bit too quick, I think. Not able to use the toe. Yeah, inters for Purzel, inters for Jambu, inters for Ridders. Wet's on for Scotty, wet's on for Ricky J, and wet's on for Millerman. Yeah, it does seem to be backing off a little bit on some points on the circuit. Maybe that's a good choice, I don't know. Drivers on the wets, if there does become a bit of a dry line, they will have to start looking for puddles to stop the tyres wearing out. We have only got 13.5 minutes left of this race, so we should just about last, even if it dries out. Still wet on some parts of this circuit. Look, the rain's coming down again now. Big piles of spray coming up. It's Gecko. What happened to Philo? Philo got it wrong again somewhere. Gecko gets himself through into second position. Philo now 2.8 seconds back of that fight. Mart 9.9 seconds down. What's happening, Mart? How are you losing so much time? Ace Killer still leading this mid-pack battle. 5th. Brinky 6th. Bobby just in the background there 7th. Inters, wets going on here. Purzel back past Fat Pickles. We've got Jambu and Ridders involved here as well. A four-way fight. Purzel leads this one. Fat Pickles under threat from Jambu. Wets versus Inters. Oh, Fat Pickles takes a nice wide line through there. Jambu had a little look, but Fat Pickles comes back across the circuit. Jambu holding 10th, then Ridders 11th. Oh, wins rear end out on that Nissan as well. You can see loses a great big chunk of time in that battle to Purzel in front. Jambu in front, sorry. Scotty 28 seconds down in 12th. Another 23 seconds back for Ricky J. And a full minute back for Millerman. Again, just not quite sure what happened at the start, but ended up with a set of wets on. The first 15 minutes were completely dry, and yeah, he lost a lot of time. Potter looking consistent up front, 5.7 seconds. Got 11.5 minutes just under remaining. Gecko holding second. Philo looking to close back up after that mistake after coming out the pits. Still losing time, and it is drying up this end of the circuit. Maybe the Inters was a good choice. obviously they'll still wear out a lot quicker than the softs, mediums or hards for obvious reasons. But maybe they are the optimal tyre for these conditions now. See, there is a great big dry line on parts of this circuit, a little bit of spray still. Killer's made a mistake. He's made another one there as well. Brinky's managed to get his way back past into 5th. Again, I've not seen Ace Killer do the... Oh, Bob, where are you going? I've not seen Ace Killer do the glitch tonight, but that might have been what's caused him to fall back. It might have been just a genuine mistake. Whenever we've had the camera on him, he's looked glitch free. Bob, stop driving into the wall. Perzel, who was tucked on the back end of this fight, now 7.3 seconds back. Jambu as well. Both of these drivers falling off a little bit. Fat Pickles and Ridders. Yeah. Nice and tightly packed together, and now all over the place, these drivers. Still tiny bits of wet on this circuit, but is it enough to warrant a full set of wets Potter's got on? They should last another 9 minutes, but is he going to lose too much time to these drivers behind? Gecko on the intermediates. Philo's got the full wets on. That could be what's causing him to lose a bit of time. Mart also on the inters, starting to close that gap back up on Philo, but I think it's a little bit too late for Mart. There's the Brinky Ace Killer Bobby fight. These three have been having a go at each other pretty much all race as well. Some real good racing early on, except Philo getting off. Decided he was just going to get the biggest lead in the world again. Ridders and Fat Pickles having a bit of a thing for 10th and 11th. Ridders getting a run on him through there. So it is open tuning on this. You can set your car however you want, up to a certain PP rating if you know what the PP is. It's one of the other settings in this game. It's not brake horsepower, it's sort of kind of not style points, it's something like that as well. Ricky J lighting the front brakes up on that Jag. Yeah, don't think there's any rain on circuit anywhere now. Look, yes, that gap is coming down. Potter McPot, gap down to 3.5 seconds. Ooh, Philo also out on the wet, struggling to keep it at pointing in a straight line. They are looking for little wet lines here and there just to keep those tyres cool, even the inters. Hello DDR Createur. Unfortunately, this race is about done, my friends. Can Philo hold on to Gecko? Doesn't look like it, it's falling away. Mart then, can he make use of his inters? Again, with only 7 minutes remaining, I think he's a little bit too far back without... although saying that, Philo doesn't want to keep it on circuit. Really struggling on the wets. You can see the wet starting to show big chunks of wear. The gap between Potter and Gecko coming down rapidly as well. This is going to be a battle to the line. I think Gecko might even catch up and overtake prior to the finish line. Potter's got his work cut out. 2.8 seconds the gap. Gecko also 2.3 seconds over Philo now. So Philo is struggling. Mart could be, if that time keeps falling that rapidly. Gecko, if Philo keep maybe taking shortcuts like that. It's not the way to do it, but he can close up on Philo. He's only just up the road. He can see him. This could be on. 6 minutes remaining, just under. Just 2 laps here. Oh, where are they? No, it's going to be one more lap after this one from where they are on this race track at the minute. But it is Potter still leading. He is having his time taken down a little bit. Another 2/10 come out, 2.6 seconds. Philo doing anything and everything he can to try and keep up with these top 2. Again, he's on the wet tyre. Circuit now bone dry. Mart on the inters. Taking another couple of tenths out of Philo's time. Still thinking it's not quite enough at the minute. Cheers, Dane. Appreciate that, mate. I'm sure the lads on track will appreciate it as well. Brinky then found a big chunk of time. Managed to pull 5.3 seconds over Ace Killer. Bob's still 2.4 seconds back. Purcell only 3.5 seconds back. Jambo another 3 seconds back. Ridder's 11 seconds back. He's a big chunk over Fat Pickles now. 6.2 seconds. Just saw the overtake on the previous lap. Mickey J in 12th. 42 seconds down. Oh, Scotty. Scotty, no. Scotty's got more damage than he knows what to do with. Oh, Scotty, and it's right at the start of the lap as well. He's got a full lap to do with a dented car that's not going to drive straight. That's going to annoy the hell out of him, I'm sure. And the Millerman still a full minute back from Scotty. He will close up now, but depends on whether Scotty decides to even throw it in the pits. But the gap between first and second down again, down to just a second. Philo again, still doing everything he can in the background to try and keep up with these two. Not really lost any more time to Mark behind. 9.2. Mark needs to take all the shortcuts here. Unfortunately, he'll probably get reset to track if he goes too far. Yeah, I just don't think the Jack's got it in it now to say that as Philo does something to almost throw himself in the bin. Gap between Mart and Philo, 8.5 seconds. Philo is still trying to throw this Nissan in the hedges. But only 3 minutes left on the race clock, these laps being 4 minutes long. 4 minutes plus, we're going to see final lap here, I think, but it's going to be Potter versus Gecko all the way around this one. We're on wet tyres for Potter, intermediates for Gecko. Philo still just 2 seconds back from these two. Full hour race tonight. Going from dry conditions into wet as well. Might end up coming back to a full dry. 0.7 of a second between these two. Can Potter hold on to it? It is. It's pretty good to see that they can stay this closely packed. You know, okay, they split up and spread apart a little bit. They've all been reasonably close together when they've, you know, finished pit stops and stuff. Again, Mart, you know, he's managed to hang on to those top 3, was involved with the fight all the way through. Just made those tiny little mistakes in this final stint, which has made him fall off the back of those podium positions. We've got to hand it to him. That's he's done well to keep it pointing in a straight line for as long as he has versus the 3 in front. Philo's now closing up on this fight. It's going to be a 3-way battle to the line. So we've got a minute and a half. Not even that, we've got a minute. This is going to be final lap. It's going to be an absolute stompathon. Philo's kicking up the dirt. He's fallen off the back of this fight a little bit. Gecko just quarter of a second back. It's an absolute punch up to the line here. Now we're on board with Gecko. Goes for the move. Quite easily by the looks of it. He's just got the legs on the NSX. Potter's still going to have the line into this corner though. Can Gecko run it side by side? No, he can't. Loses out again. Both drivers looking for a great exit. Potter slams the brakes on right on the apex, slows Gecko down. Now slipstream 2 for the win. 0.2 of a second. They're almost off circuit here, just trying to get the tightest lines possible. Gecko closing up again as they come into these Porsche curves, but Potter holds the line. Can he hold on to it to the finish line? Let's see. We are over the hour mark. This is the final lap. Gecko makes a little bit of a move up the inside, but it's not worked. Potter's going to hold on to this one as he's drifted wide through there. Gecko all over him now as they come through these last couple of corners. Both drivers decided to run wide through there. Sod it, why not? Nobody pit, for God's sake. No. Oh, a little bit of contact. Through the first chicane. Both drivers. Eesh. It's going to be Potter though. He's through that chicane cleanly. Gets the power down cleanly as well. Comes up to the line, takes the win. There it is. Gecko comes second, Philo third. Mart is going to come home in fourth position. Brinky is going to take fifth. What a final lap for those two. What a final lap. I nearly fell off my chair. So Brinky takes that fifth position. Ace Killer drifting that Mercedes through these last couple of corners then. And he also comes across the line, takes a sixth position here tonight, Ace Killer. Yeah, not sure if he gets the glitches. Jambu, I don't know where you've just gone, but you've just lost a position. Purcell takes seventh. Bobby comes through to take eighth because Jambu decided to handbrake it into the wall. Oh, he's out of fuel as well as Jambu. Ninth position then for Jambu. Ridders takes 10th. Pickles home for 11th. Also out of fuel, Fat Pickles. So we've already had Millerman cross the line, so he's taken 14th spot. Jay has managed to get past Scotty, so unfortunately we saw Scotty pin himself into the wall, pick up an awful lot of damage. I want to just go and find out whether he's still full of damage. I don't think he would have pit. So Ricky J takes that 12th position then. Let's just see. Oh, he did come in the pit and get that repaired then. Okay, Scotty. You're a long way back. I don't know whether we'll even see you cross the finish line, my friend. Apologies. No. Sorry, Scotty. But yes, some great racing there from the top drivers. Potter McPot taking the win by the skin of his teeth. That final lap was an absolute stomper. Absolute stomper. Yeah, good result, Ridders. 10th position. There you go. Potter taking the win here tonight. It was a long slog. Philo looking good early on. Got to manage to get himself a great big lead. The rain hit. That seemed to throw everybody a little bit of a curveball. And they managed to close back up on Philo. He wasn't able to do anything about it, unfortunately, so he ended up third in that one. But yes, as Dane said in the chat, fantastic racing in that race. And look, the sun's come out now. That's not what they want to see, is it, at the end of the race? But yes, that is it. Round 8 done and dusted. Fantastic bit of racing. Right, I am back on Monday night for the minis. I'm also back on the following Wednesday, same time, same place. 8:30 on Mondays, 8:30 on Wednesdays. That's pretty much me at the minute. There's a couple more bits and bobs starting up in the P1 lobbies Thursdays and Sundays. I'll get more info about that on the Facebook page. And other than that, that's pretty much it from me. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.